All right, we arrived at the first Rummage sale of the day. It's Saturday. It's like Mary Immaculate Rummage sale. I don't know. We're gonna see if there's any games. They're not advertised, but I don't know. Who knows?
I feel like shit.
Cartridge Crusaders. Cool. Dash. Start.
We all decided to roll out to one of our local stops. Well, two of our local stops. They have two locations where we're from in Toledo. A place called Replay.
In the parking lot when we got there, I was trying to do some wheeling and dealing with Dash. He had some really cool doubles that he was going to trade in, but I had to stop him there. He had some essentials like Ninja Gaiden on the NES, Double Dragon 2.
Streets of Rage for Game Gear. Is that anything?
Not much. Not much, and I've never played it. I know it works.
Oh, you've got a Streets of Rage for Genesis? This is stuff, you're like willing to part with that stuff?
Yes. That's a double of mine.
Scott and I struck a deal for me to trade some good NES games for a CIB Toe Jam and Arrow 2 Panic on Funkatron, so I was pretty happy to get a hold of that.
We're at Replay here in Toledo. It's an awesome store. We actually check it out very frequently.
I won't be that long, I hope. I won't be that long, I hope.
Crumb and I get to the glass case at about the same time, and pretty high up on my want list is Final Fantasy III on Super.
The first thing I spot is FF3 for SNES. I call Final Fantasy 3.
Now, as you guys have seen in the last couple episodes, I pretty much have put together a good track record of being a terrible game chaser. And right along those lines, Crumb gets his paws on FF3 before I see it, and I'm fairly certain if we stop the footage here, I was about ready to cry.
Dash starts telling me this insane story about how he found a NES box up in this attic.
An attic? What attic?
An attic in a house I'm working at for my boss. And he said there's a bunch of crap up in the attic, a bunch of old boxes. He goes, go up there and just toss everything out.
Toss everything out, so you just think it's garbage?
Yeah, so I go up there, and there was a bunch of crap up there. There was an NES action set box, and it was scattered everywhere. All the plastic baggies were there, the antenna hookup was there. It was basically missing the system and the controllers. I did get a copy of Burger Time for NES. Did not have, obviously, was in good shape. Also picked up a couple 5 screws I was hoping would have Famicom converters, as I could not fully inspect them. I also picked up an SNES game, Super Punch-Out. Love the Punch-Out series, love the one for the Wii, the original's the best.
I also picked up some Nintendo card. I'm not even sure which one it was, but Dash told me it's what he needed to make my copy of Mother, which is currently perched at the top shelf of my collection along with the rest of my Holy Grail. For as a horrible person as he is, we got this. This is all he's good for.
We actually shot this replay footage on Christmas Eve where they were having 20% off on all used merchandise, so this actually made a great last-minute Christmas gift for my sister. I guess I didn't get the memo that we were supposed to be buying video games.
When we stumbled upon the second Replay location, the only thing I was able to get was possibly the gem of my Genesis collection, Mint CIB Mike Ditka's Power Football. At the great price of 50 cents, with the 20% off, 40 cents. 8 megs of power, that's how they beat the competition.
8 megs of power.
up picking up Cave Story 3D, which achieved notoriety for being like a kick-ass indie PC Metroidvania. And as well, I also picked up Tokyo Extreme Racer 2 for the Dreamcast.
I picked up Mystic Quest just because it had the words Final Fantasy on it, and that was enough for me. I didn't get Final Fantasy 3, but I did get 2, and that's about 2/3 as good. And of course, I picked up my version of Ditka. Complete in box, it had all 8 megs in it, just like Desh's, so it's all good.
Crum and Scott and I decided to make a little trip out to Sandusky, which is only about 45 minutes from where we live.
You could say that town is probably best known for being the location of Cedar Point, America's roller coaster.
There's a couple of nice stores there. Most notably, there's a store called Pop.
The store owner is really friendly. He was really happy to show us around and tell us, what they sell. They got collectible card games, video games, action figures.
The owner at Pop was extremely friendly and welcoming, let us film in the store. Another thing that the owner mentioned, if you've ever been into repros, you definitely know Time Walk Games.
Well, that's us.
Oh, okay.
We are Time Walk Games.
Probably one of the bigger online sources for complete in-box reproduction games. Very high quality work.
I actually ended up picking up quite a few things there. For Genesis, I picked up Castle of Illusion in the box, Toki Going Ape Spit. How's that for a name? Tiny Toons, and those are like games I rented as a kid, so it was cool to be reacquainted with them. For NES, I got Rescue Rangers.
Probably my most notable pickup from that day, I got a copy of Vice Project Doom in the box. Really fun game. The only other thing I got there was a copy of Gauntlet, the first one, just in the Tengen Black cart. Another stop that we had in Sandusky was at the Exchange. Always plenty of things to find there. I was on a very limited budget for this trip, so the only thing I picked up was a copy of Earthworm Jim 2 for SNES.
So definitely my pickup of the day was Sunset Riders on the SNES. Wow, I think I have a new favorite SNES game. It's gonna have to be one that Crum and I end up going through. It's kind of difficult, but it's a whole lot of fun and really challenging and satisfying.
Just a couple weeks after our trip to Sandusky, we decided we wanted to go and check out what Defiance, Ohio has to offer video game wise. We are here in Defiance. We've made it here in one piece. And we're about to go check out this game store. Oh my god, I have food all over me. Same here.
Defiance, Ohio is this quiet little town southwest of us, and it turned out to be a really rough start to the day. We're talking, it was a bust. Now something you don't see every day is you got not one but two game stores right up ahead here, which you would think would be a cool thing, and they actually don't particularly like each other very much.
The one store was closed, and the other, unfortunately, would not let us film inside.
We've been to this store before. I don't know what happened to this guy. He was all bubbles and candy canes the first time we saw him. He was so glad we were there. I don't know if we were the first customers they had the whole day. I don't know if he is ready to go home, had a date that night, something. But he was fantastic the first time. We come in this time, and he's complaining about, oh, these stinky magic players were in here last night, and I gotta clean the place up.
So we didn't come away with anything, and we were left wondering what's going to be our next move.
Everything sucks. So, god damn it.
Right here, exit 26.
So what?
The turnaround.
trying to figure out where we want to go next, and Scott's pushing for the Finley Tiffin area.
These are new places, mind you, where we've never been, but
ultimately we decided to go to the place we've had the biggest success, Fort Wayne. So here we are again at Mega Replay, and this time around, for me at least, it's not so much about NES, SNES, and Genesis, because when I hit the shelves, I didn't really see anything that jumped out at me too much, so I kind of started focusing on Sega Saturn and 3DO, which I noticed they were just chocked full of this time around, especially 3DO. I ended up picking up Supreme Warrior for 3DO. And the only reason this was purchased was because of that little logo right there. I haven't put it in yet, but the game looks ridiculous. Retrospective Perspective actually did an awesome review on this. Go check out his channel. We'll put the link in the description below.
my pickups were I was scouring their SNES case for a good amount of time, looking through hundreds of games, and I finally found the game I was looking for. This is when I was seeking Saturday Night Slam Masters. It's pretty cool for Super Nintendo. It was $5.99. And then this, I just had to pick up. They had 3 copies of this game complete for the Dreamcast.
Fairly certain fate brought us to Fort Wayne that day. At the top of my list for the weekend was The World Ends With You on DS. It's a somewhat rare, somewhat under-the-radar RPG from Square Enix. It's apparently amazing. The most important part of that story, the Game Boy Advance and DS stuff, that's not just Scott's territory anymore. I'm moving on in.
I just want to give a big shout out to all the stores that let us film inside. Replays in Toledo, Pop in Sandusky, Mega Replay in Fort Wayne. I also want to give a big shout out to the Retro Collective community on Instagram. Go check it out. The hashtag Retro Collective or just at Retro Collective. Good group of guys
And girls.
Thanks everybody for subscribing, liking, commenting.
You're all a big reason why we keep doing this. If we didn't have people watching, we wouldn't really have a point to make anything to watch.
Actually, Fort Wayne.
Squidward.
Okay. Alright, guys.
Alright.
Scott and I decided to have a deal with that to
Watch the soap.
I traded suck it. So suck it.
Yeah. Flip it.
Shit.
Go with the red.
Pop is a totally bodacious store. Alright, Rob, green screen, episode 4.
Okay. Open the heart.
Hey, you guys want to check out the Grandia 2 soundtrack?
There's clothes.
Yeah, why not? Pop that bad boy in.